Yeah, hello, good morning, class. We meet again. My name is Enoch Agyen, and today I'll present on the topic retail logistics, optimizing inventory distribution, and last mile fulfillment through technology and innovation. And this is our second presentation for the semester from the last time that we met. So basically, we'll be looking at the overview. Then from there, we move on to the agenda. Okay. So, and in the overview, we're looking at the strategic role, the impact of technology, the global market, and the academic practice relevance. Okay. So we say retail logistics has evolved from a simple just back office function into a strategic capability that integrates inventory, distribution, and last mile fulfillment. We will talk about all those things. Technology and innovations are the key drivers, especially in the rise of e-commerce and omni-channel retails. Okay. However, logistics excellence varies globally. Okay, what happens other places might be different from what happens in Ghana. Okay, what works in the United States will be different from what works in Kenya. Okay, so this presentation will look at both the theoretical grounds and the practical relevance of modern markets. Now, our agenda. Okay, so we will be looking at the fundamentals, the core retail practice, the competitive strategy, and the challenges for the future. Okay, and that will be our roadmap. So I'll first introduce the three fundamentals frameworks. Okay, where we will look at the score DS, the omni-channel maturity, and the ideals. Okay, which basically are the trade-offs. Then we will dive deep into each of the core pillars. Okay, which is the optimizing inventory, the distribution, the design, and the last mile fulfillment. Okay, which we will look at case studies on that side. Then after that, we will compare the logistics strategies from different firms, Amazon, Jumia, and the rest. Then finally, we will discuss some challenges, some recommendations, and the future trends, okay, in shaping retail logistics. Now, what is the total logistic concept? So, we are going to look at what is logistics and why logistics matters. Okay, so we say logistics, okay, is an integral management of goods. Okay, so the goods flow from supplier to warehouse. Okay, so basically you can see in our picture here, we are having the supplier moving to goods from supplier to manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer then to buyer. Okay, so basically we are looking at the flow of goods, and finally, okay, how it gets to the customer. We say retail logistics, okay, shapes customer experience and brand perception. Okay, so we'll be looking at that too. And we say it requires coordination among suppliers, third-party logistics providers, technological vendors, last mile fulfillments. Then we'll be looking at the effective retail logistics, how it depends, real-time information integration, and all those things. So basically, these are things that explain the logistics, the operational efficiencies, the coordination across, okay, then the strategic rules of logistics, how modern logistics are shaping customer experience. Then our why, basically satisfaction. You see, just like you can see how the customer is laughing over here. Okay, so why does retail logistics matters? Okay, of today. Okay, so we say first the customer satisfaction, which is very very key. Okay, and when you're talking about customer satisfaction, we are looking at reliability, fast delivery. Okay, we say it's essential for loyalty. Secondly, we are looking at cost efficiency. Okay, logistics cost. Okay, for larger firms. Okay, Jumia and the rest. Okay, inefficiencies directly reduce profit margin. Okay, and thirdly, we are looking at competitive advantage. Okay, superior logistics helps retailers stand out. So Amazon, JD, and the rest. Okay, because of their superiority in logistics, it helps them to stand out, so it gives them competitive advantage. Then we'll be looking at the strategic frameworks for the retail logistics, and after that we'll be looking at the score DS, the omni-channel, and we'll be looking at the last mile evolution. We'll be diving deep into each of them, so let's move on with it. Now let's begin with our score DS. Okay, and with this model we say it's a global standard of supply chain analysis. It organizes activities into 5 processes, and that is the plan, source, make, and deliver. Okay, so we have plan, you source, you make, and you deliver, just like you have it over here. Okay, So for retail logistics, the most crucial one is the plan. And under planning, we are looking at demand forecasting and inventory moving. And with the delivery, we are looking at the warehousing and the last mile. Then we will look at the return process, okay? It has also become crucial with e-commerce, okay? With e-commerce, returns are high, okay? So the score DS provide a common language, okay, for benchmarking performance measurement and aligning logistics with strategic goals, okay? Our next on the line, we'll be looking at the omni-channel, and we'll be looking at 4 channels, okay, which is the single, the multi-channel, the omni-channel, and the unified commerce, okay. So basically, retail has evolved through 4 channels, which I've talked. The retail channel, okay, that operates physically or online channel separately. Then there's the multi-channel, okay, that offers both retail, okay, and manage them independently, okay, causing fragmented inventory, okay. Then there's the omni-channel, okay, which enables services like you buy online and pick up in the store, which has enhanced customer efficiency, okay. Then we are having the last one, which is the unified commerce, okay, which is about delivering a seamless experience, okay, with a single view of inventory and order, okay. Customer can just access everything just with a touch point, okay. So most global leaders are doing the omni-channel, which is an integrated channel that enables service to buy online and pick up in store, okay. And some also are using the unified commerce. Now we'll be looking at the ideal trade-offs, okay. And under that one, we'll be looking at the inventory location trade-off, the distribution, which might be centralized, okay, the last mile fulfillment, and the strategic alignment, okay. And we say that with centralized distribution, okay, there's increase in inventory cost, okay, and it can slow distribution, okay. With the last mile, okay, it improves customer satisfaction, but it also has increased cost per order, okay, and operational expenses, okay. With these things, we say there are no perfect solutions, okay. Retail logistics must align with what? Value proposition. Whether you compare the cost, speed, or flexibility, you can't say this is better than this. You have to look at which one works best for your organization and go by it. Now we'll be looking at the technological stakes, okay, and we'll be diving deep into some of them, okay, where we have the 3D printing, we have the digital marketplace, we have the cloud system, we have the last mile delivery, which will go into them. We have the autonomous drag drones, where we will get into the J&D and the rest, okay. Now, to center more on the technology, okay, we say technology works in layers. At the bottom, okay, we have data capture, okay, which we are looking at the barcodes, the RIDFs, the ITOs, the GPS, okay. These things provide real-time visibility. Above all, decision intelligence, okay, which is we are having the AI, the machine learning, okay, which helps with forecasting demand and also optimize inventory placement. We will look at videos where you will see some of these things, okay. They also help to plan routine, okay. Then we're looking at the physical automation robots, okay, where we have the Amazon Kiva robots and all those things, okay. Then we'll be looking at the autonomous vehicles which execute tasks efficiently. Then finally, we'll be looking at the customer interface technology, which helps to track portals, delivery apps, okay, making logistics performance transparent for all customers. So when you order your things, you're able to see where the thing has gone to. You ordered for Jumia, you ordered from Temu, you're able to see where the thing has gone to. Now let's look at the market stake in 2026, okay. And we say here are the numbers, okay. Global logistics is increasing, okay, and the numbers explain it all, okay. Retail logistics has increased to the point that, let's say in 2025, the global logistics rose to 317.9 billion, okay, and it's projected to increase, okay, to about 10.4 billion, okay. So there's a sharp increase. With the last mile alone, okay, it's above 210, okay. And AI investment has also risen by 90% globally, okay. And it's projected that more people will invest in AI as we go on in 2026 to 2027, okay. Then we have return crisis, which is the reverse logistics, okay. That also is accounting for about 15.8% in sales, okay. So those are some of the statistics. Now we're looking at the inventory optimization, and under that, we know of forecasting, the lead time, the safety stock, which we did calculations about some of them just recently, the holding cost, the ordering stock, and the stock out. Now let's dive deep into the concept, okay? We're looking at the balancing, the maximum inventory productivity, the demand and forecasting, and the technological involvement, okay? Now we dive into inventory, okay? Optimization means balancing stock out, basically optimization to balance stock out, okay? Lost stock, okay? When you are not optimizing your stock well, you lose your stock. When you lose your stock, your customers won't be happy. If you don't take care to, sometimes you might overstock, okay? So sometimes you need to have a way where you balance the things out, okay? When you talk about optimization, it's not about reducing your inventories, okay? But it's about maximizing your inventory turnover, okay? With accurate placement, so you know that, okay, you are having the right number of goods, okay? Reliable demand forecasting and product segmentation by variability and values are also critical. Modern technologies enable real-time and data-driven decision, okay, to respond to quick demand changes, okay. So with the help of AI and all those things, you're able to monitor which stocks are running out, which ones you're having at your warehouse. You're able to make decisions, which ones you need to return them, which one needs to go back, which one needs to go to this location, and all those kind of things. Now, you'll be diving deep also again into the inventory models and the technologies, and you'll be looking at the metrics. Okay. Now, we say traditionally inventory management relies, okay, on quantitative models, okay, and performance metrics to guide decisions, okay. Several classical models still holds, okay. The economic order quantity, okay, which basically balances ordering and holding cost, okay. Safety stock, we have safety stock which protects against demand fluctuations, okay. So you have your safety stock to help you in case there are fluctuations, okay. Then there's the inventory turnover sales, okay, which basically helps to fill rate access of customers demand, okay. So basically you're able to fill customers demand faster, okay. Then what we will say is that these tools provide essential insights, but they assume relatively stable demand. In a volatile market, okay, their effectiveness improves when combined with advanced analytical and real-time data, enabling more dynamic and responsive inventory management. So you can't rely on them alone, okay? You need to depend on other factors, okay? Now, we'll be looking at advanced technology where we'll be looking at our AIs, our RFIDs, and our inventories, IoTs, okay, which is used in the management of inventories, okay. Now, basically, these are RFIDs, okay. Just by passing the things through, it's able to capture basically what is being done, and we will look at a video and RFIDs, okay. Then there's the cloud visualization, okay. We say advanced technologies, okay, are transforming inventory management. AI-driven demands forecast incorporated diverse data sources, okay. So AI is able to help us combine data from different centers, okay. Then our RFIDs, okay, they're able to track individual items, enhancing inventory accuracy, okay. Then we have our IoTs, okay. IoT sensors provide real-time location and condition monitoring, okay, crucial for perishable goods. So I might have a goods in Tamale. With the IoTs, I can see the temperature at which they are currently, whether it's going to affect them or not, okay. So we say our last point over there is proactive inventory management. All doesn't work the way you expect it, but if you're able to integrate all of them together, okay, you're able to build something, okay, that will help your customer service and help your company to stand out on its own, okay. So we have retailers like Zara and Walmart that demonstrate their visibility with faster replenishment and lower stock levels, okay, with the help of AI and all those things, okay. We have Jumia 2 and the rest, which we would go in. Now let's look at the video by Zabra, okay, on RFID gates, okay, and basically how RFIDs and what it's about. So let's watch the video.
count to 10, maybe a few seconds, a few minutes to count to 1,000. But how long does it take to count to 10 or 100,000? Too long, especially if all the resources constantly change their location and you want to have them under control. RFID gates count faster than humans and are also better at recognizing and verifying products. Information from small tags is read by antennas installed on IVCS gate. It lasts shorter than passing the gate. The system simultaneously identifies and counts your resources. Using RFID devices, data is transferred to the system, where it is recorded, and you will have access to it regardless of where you currently are. Control of logistics processes in your enterprise becomes available right there. Everything is done remotely and automatically. The system works without human intervention, does not make mistakes, and incomparably increases work efficiency. At the same time, it provides precise knowledge about what is currently in stock and what is not there anymore. Assembling RFID gate is very simple, and your employees can install it in less than 2 hours. Technical gate will work well in industrial buildings and warehouses. An aesthetic version will fit into any office space. RFID technology allows to eliminate white spots in logistics processes. It optimizes and automates the registration of resources that are in constant motion. In other words, it increases the efficiency of the organization, which means saving time and money.
Yeah, so we all saw the video on the RFIDs, okay, and these are emerging technologies that have come, okay. Just with the help of a scanner, okay, once you tag them, anything that moves out of the warehouse that passes through the sensor, it doesn't matter how well they've been packed, okay. So if even somebody decides to steal something and put it in their pocket, as long as they pass it through the entrance and the scanner is there, it will pick it that, oh, Mr. Kweku took this thing out, and you can easily see, okay. So it helps prevent stocks run out and pilfering and all those things, okay. Now let's look like some case studies in the local context and global context. Now let's look at the use of RFID by Zara, which is a popular brand, okay. And we say Zara is a gold standard, okay, for responsive inventory. Its strategy is fast fashion, okay, that's their strategy, okay. And they do small batches and frequent replenishment, okay. That's how they do this. Every garment has an RFID chip, okay, just as we saw. So normally they have an RFID machines where when the things come, they print and tag them, okay. So everything of theirs have an RFID chip, okay. And real-time sales data, okay, for stores, okay, that goes to their headquarters directly, okay. So anything that happens, the data goes straight, okay. And we say new design, okay, goes from the concept to store in just 2 weeks, okay. The industrial average is 6 months, okay, but Zara does it in 2 weeks. So as a result, Zara has one of the highest inventory turnover, okay, in apparel, okay, and have a lower markdowns, okay. So you can see they have RFID embedded in all their tags. So when you buy something, you go straight to the headquarters. They know whatever thing that has happened, okay. And that also can help to authenticate whether the products you buy is actually Zara or not. Now let's look at Melcom, which is a local giant in Ghana, okay. And Melcom, one of Ghana's largest retail chains, okay. Melcom uses a centralized warehouse. Okay, they have some of their warehouses at Free Zone if you've been there before, okay. And they do bulk purchasing, okay. And their approach is challenging, okay, because they often have overstock issues in some categories. Sometimes they have some understock things, okay. There are sometimes you might buy things from Melcom that you want to get again and you don't get them, okay. So we say bulk purchasing lead to overstock in some categories, okay. And demand forecasting are largely manual, so they do things largely manual, leading to stock runouts in popular items, okay. Replenishment cycles are slow due to reliance on imported goods and port delays, okay. Now let's do a comparison between Melcom and Zara, okay. Comparing Zara and Melcom, okay, highlights the role of technology, okay, in process design. Zara responsive management use smaller batches, okay. So Zara do a bit of smaller batches replenishment, okay, and the RFIDs helps them a lot. But Americom does the traditional model, okay, where they do the centralized bulk purchasing and manual forecasting, okay, which lowers the logistics cost, okay, but the risk of overstock and shortage is there, okay. The lesson is that technology, okay, and processes are designed when not designed significantly, okay, affect inventory performance, and working capital needs to be different in each models, okay. Then from there we will look at our distribution networks and our distribution designs. So under that we will look at the centralized distribution, the decentralized, the store as hub model, and the strategic decision factors, okay. So there are three main models which I've talked about them. The centralized, okay, which is one of few national warehouse, okay, and with that it has lower inventory cost but increase in cost delivery, okay, and delivery time, okay. So there's a centralized warehouse, okay, but delivery time will increase because it has to move from everything has to move from that central warehouse, okay, to where it's going. Then we have the decentralized distribution, okay, which has regional warehouses, okay, that improves speed but also has an increase in cost, okay. Then we have the store as hub model, okay, which is being used by most retailer stores, okay, as a fulfillment point, okay, enabling rapid delivery without new warehouses. So they put each in each stores, okay, and at least you can pick from here, you can pick from there, okay. The optimal design depends on the customer need, the product types, and your existing asset, okay. If you don't have the asset, you can't force yourself. Now let's look at Amazon, okay, which is another global example. Amazon uses a decentralized regional fulfillment centers, okay, and they have about 175 fulfillment centers in the US, okay. In 2025 and 2026, okay, they did a $40,000 billion to expand rural delivery, okay, and they use much of their Kiva robots in their warehouse, okay, which you will get a video of the Kiva robots, okay, and they use a lot of AIs also, okay. The result is that Amazon has a 1 to 2 delivery standard, okay, same day in urban areas, okay. Now let's look at Walmart, okay. Walmart leverage on their 4,700 plus stores as a fulfillment nodes, okay, and real-time inventory visibility, okay, AI orders routine, okay, and as a result they have 70%, okay, of the US population within 10 miles, about 10 miles, okay, always coming to buy from them, okay. And with Walmart stores, they have a same day delivery, okay. So you buy, because you are in about 10 miles, they deliver it the same way, the same day, okay. And in between 2025 and 2026, okay, supply chain automation, retrofit packing, that was about 90 million IoT tax, okay, by 2026. When you talk about the IoT tax, those are the ones that I said can track the temperature of things even over a long distance, okay. Now let's compare Amazon and Walmart, okay. We say Amazon and Walmart achieve fast delivery but through different means, okay. Amazon build new infrastructure, decentralized fulfillment centers, and micro fulfillment facilities with robotics and AI. Walmart leverage on its extensiveness retail stores, okay, as a fulfillment hub using technology and real-time inventory visibility. Both companies have achieved distribution speed through assets and investments. Their investment align with their strengths, okay. There is no right way. You do what, okay, works for you best. Now let's take a video and look at basically a video on the Amazon Kiva robots and how they operate.
Meet Amazon's newest holiday workers, the Kiva robots. At this fulfillment center in Tracy, California, more than 3,000 of them cruise the warehouse floor, helping employees fill millions of orders.
The little orange robot goes out and picks the right pot of inventory and brings it back just at the right time for the person to pick the item out to go in that customer's shipment.
Before the Kiva robots, the workers used to walk the warehouse aisles picking up the items. But now they stay on these platforms, and the robots bring the shelves and the items directly to them. The 320-pound robots can lift up to 750 pounds. They have motion sensors to detect objects in their way and can travel between 3 and 4 miles per hour. Amazon says the robot's small footprint allows it to squeeze in 50% more inventory into this warehouse, which is the size of 59 football fields. They've also improved efficiency by 20%, so it only takes 15 minutes to fill some orders instead of 90. On Cyber Monday last year, Amazon customers ordered 426 items every second. Amazon expects that number to be bigger this Cyber Monday. The process at an Amazon fulfillment center starts when products arrive by the truckload. The items are sent up to one of the 4 floors where Kiva robots operate.
In this new generation fulfillment center, we have associates who are taking products off the carts and putting them onto the shelves that are moved by our Kiva robots.
A worker finds a space to stock the item on one of the moving shelves. It doesn't matter if there are paper towels next to board games, just as long as the robots know where to find it among the 21 million items. Then the robots wait to retrieve the item when someone places an order. From there, items are hand-picked and whisked away on miles of conveyor belts to be sorted, packed, and shipped. There's even a robot that folds the shipping boxes. While some may worry about robots taking jobs away from humans, Amazon insists that is not their intention.
You're going to see there's 4,000 people working in this building, even with all the automation that's in place here. That's because our focus on automation is about helping people do their jobs, not replacing people.
So far, 10 of the 50 Amazon fulfillment centers in the United States have integrated the Kiva robots. In Tracy, California, I'm Cara Dubois, CNET.com for CBS News.
So people were afraid, okay, that the robots were going to take their jobs and all those things. But it has rather made their jobs much easier, okay, and make them deliver goods very, very faster, okay, because you don't need to go around looking for where the products are, okay. With a click of a button, the Kiva robot will bring whatever you need, okay. Now let's look at our last mile fulfillment, okay, and we say the last mile is the final leg, okay, for the we say the last mile, okay, the definition, the final leg for the local hub or store, okay, to a customer's doorsteps, okay. It accounts for about 53%, okay, of the total shipping cost, okay, and is the only part, okay, that the customer directly experience, okay. The key challenges, okay, includes rising costs, traffic, failed delivery systems, okay, and driver shortages, okay. In 2025, okay, about 84%, okay, of retailers saw last mile cost increase, okay, with the more than a 10%, okay. And with the models, we will dive deep into them. We will look at the captive fleet, okay, to the pickup locations, which is the next slide, okay. So there are 4 main models, okay. The captive fleet, which basically is like the Amazon logistics, okay, gives high control but high fixed cost, okay. Then there's the crowdsourced, okay, like the Uber Direct, okay, that offers variable cost and flexible capacity, okay. Then there's the locker or pickup, okay, points, okay, like the Amazon hub, okay, that are low cost, okay, but the customer travels to pick up, okay. Then there's the autonomous delivery system, okay, which are still emerging, okay, but promises very low cost but not yet widespread, okay. Each model balances the cost, the control, and the customer convenience, okay, and that is the balancing trade-offs, okay. Now let's do a comparative between we have a company called JD and Jumia, okay. So JD, we say it's the China's largest e-commerce platform, okay, world first fully unmanned delivery station, launching just this April, okay, 2026, okay. And they are into drones, so basically the drone lands on roof, robot arm loads the packages, okay, and autonomous ground vehicle delivers. Their plan is to scale, okay, about 300,000 robots, 1 million autonomous vehicles, and 10,000 drones, okay. And their purpose is to solve rural delivery challenges and labor shortages. Then with Jumia Ghana, okay, Jumia is a leading e-commerce platform in Africa, okay, providing service in Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, and other countries, okay. Jumia uses flexible delivery networks, okay, and they leverage on mobile technology for real-time tracking and proof of delivery. And they've partnered with local shops, okay, for pickup points. So they have points where people can pick up, okay. Their challenges is the infrastructure gap, okay, the address locations, the traffics, okay, and the fuel cost, okay. Sometimes at some points they can even work to deliver your product to you, okay. Jumia does not copy as Amazon, okay, but it adapts to local reality, okay. And we say in comparing Jumia and JD, okay, it shows that the last mile innovation is context dependent, okay. JD uses high-tech autonomous solution to reduce labor dependency, okay. Jumia uses low-tech, high adaptation solutions, motorcycles, mobile techs and pickups, okay, to navigate African infrastructure challenges, okay. Both are successful because they align the technology and processes with local conditions, okay. So there's no fit size for all, okay. You do what would help you, okay. Now this is a comparative analysis, okay, with 5 major giants, which I would explain briefly as we move on, okay. But with Amazon, we are saying the delivery basically is between 1 to 2 days. Walmart, same day from store. Zara, 2 to 4 weeks if it's designed to store. Then JD, 1 day, okay, which is rural drone. Then Jumia, we are having 2 to 5 days, okay, which varies, okay. Then with the core technology, Amazon is AI forecasting Kiva robots. Walmart is AI. Zara, we have the RIDF, which you've already watched videos on that. JD, we are looking at the drones and unmanned stations. Then Jumia, we have the motorcycles and the pickup locations. So to explain a little bit deeper, we say the technology varies, okay, and you do basically what helps in your area, okay. Amazon and Walmart have different distribution models, yet both of them leads the market, okay. Zara competes in fashion speed, okay, not delivery speed. They compete in fashion speed, okay. JD bets on full automation, okay. Jumia focuses on adaptation. Meanwhile, after all these things, reverse logistics is an issue, okay. Reverse logistics is a growing challenge, okay. The online return rate, okay, was about 24.5%, okay, and the in-store one was about 9.8%. Okay, and the cost of the processing returns accounts for about 30% of the product prices, okay, and that also brings cost. But innovations like AI grounding, okay, and shared return networks, okay, and recommends platforms are helping to recover some of these values, okay. Now we will look at the impact, the strategies, and the future. Then we will bring our presentation to an end, okay. We say technology is transforming every part, okay, of the retail logistics, okay. Let me show you some of the important metrics, okay. AI improves forecast accuracy, okay, about 10 to 20%. Inventory reduction, we have about 15 to 30% with real-time visibility. Warehouse productivity increase 2 to 3 times with robotics, okay. Last mile cost reduction, okay, which is about 10 to 20% with route optimization AI, and return processing cost reduction, which is about 30 to 50% with AI grading, okay. And with the technology summary, we are looking at the artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, the robotics, the blockchain, and we have the autonomous vehicles, okay, which are the drones and the ground delivery robots, okay. Now the strategies. After everything, however, okay, there are significant challenges, okay. There is data integration, okay, which basically is legacy systems that do not talk with each other, okay. So the data integration challenges. There's the labor shortages, okay, which basically is difficult finding warehouse workers and drivers, okay. Then there's the rising cost, okay, fuel, labor, real estate, inflation, okay. Then there's the return complexity, high volumes, fraud, environmental impact. So is the person returning the right thing? Did he actually even buy for you? It's not that it's some old stock that he has there that he's saying he's going to return it. All those things are things that affect the return policies and all those things. Okay, we say retailers must navigate some of these obstacles. Okay, now the strategic trade-off, basically we are looking at three things, like I said: the cost, the speed, and the flexibility. And we say you cannot maximize all three simultaneously. You have to choose one. Okay, either being a cost leader like Walmart, Malcolm, either being a speed leader or like Amazon and G&D, which are decentralized, okay, into their automation. Then flexibility leader like Zara and Jumia, okay, that's responsive production, adaptive last mile, and many sacrifice cost efficiency. Now, what are the impacts on the future? Okay, so investment in AI and IOs and automation improve forecast accuracy, reduce innovation, and cut fulfillment costs in retail. Strategic trade-off: retailers face unavoidable trade-off between cost, speed, flexibility, adapting new technologies. Future retail logistics trend: emerging trends like autonomous delivery, micro fulfillment centers, and sustainable logistics will shape the future. And the recommendations: managers should use track-check frameworks and local adaptation to stay competitive in evolving environment. Look at what works for you. Don't force yourself to be like anybody. Now let me bring the whole framework together. Okay, score DS tell us what processes to examine, and basically we look at the plan, source, deliver, and return. The omni-channel maturity, okay, tell us how to integrate the channels. Okay, then the IDF framework, okay, tell us where trade-off lies. Okay, so the inventory, distribution versus the last mile. Okay, together they provide a competitive analytical toolkit, okay, for retail logistics decision. When you face a choice, for example, whether to open a micro fulfillment center, okay, or anything, use these frameworks to guide you in your analysis. In conclusion, okay, we say in the age of e-commerce, okay, and omnichannel retail, logistics is the brand promise delivery. Companies that optimize inventory, distribution, and last mile through technologies will win customers' loyalty and cost efficiency. But there is no universal solution. The best logistics strategy is one that fits your market, your asset, and your customer. Okay, technology is not the goal. The goal is to serve customer better, faster, and more efficiently. Technology is simply the tool that makes it possible. Thank you and have a wonderful day. And these are my references. Thank you.